Artistic Gamer 7. I don't know what happened to the hello there. I got like really squeaky. Anyway, welcome back to some more Sims 4 Create a Sim, particularly the D&D version where I take my D&D characters that I've come up with, their backstories, classes, races, drawn them out and everything, and try to make a sim version of them. So today we are going to be making Pyrrah Mistfall, which is another homebrew class, adding to my lovely insect creatures, basically. I was talking about it with Oriana, and I forgot to look it up before I did the voiceover for this one, but there is technically a new race that is a bug race, but I don't remember, like, when looking at it, I can't remember if it encompasses all bugs, or if it only encompasses certain types of bugs, but either way, like, yeah, I could use those stats, but me personally, if I was DMing, when it came to any bug-like creatures, in some aspects, I would divide them out into different races, and for Pyrrah here, I've made up the name myself, and I'm probably gonna botch it up, because technically it is taking from the word that is for, like, the general scientific name of, like, butterfly species. And I'm going to also encompass anything that's also technically within the moth realm. So basically this would be anything that was moth, butterfly-like creatures, but humanoidish. Which, Leprostera, that's what we're going with. I should have tried to learn how the word that I derived it from was pronounced, and then went from there. But you know what? It's sort of my creation, so I could do what I want. You should have already been seeing the drawing of her. This is one of my favorite drawings, personally. It's funny, I don't remember who all was drawn at this point, because I have several D&D characters drawn out now. A lot of them won't be making it in this series. If you want me to do a series 2 of my D&D characters, let me know down in the comments below, because I definitely can, and it may eventually get to a point where I could even do a series 3. Right now, I think I'm sitting comfortably with not going over a Series 2. If I would be going over a Series 2, it's only by like 2 or 3 characters. So, yeah. But I definitely could do a Series 2 at this point. Let me know down in the comments below. But I have so many drawn out at this point, and I don't know exactly how far I had drawing at the point. But I actually had asked my boyfriend at one point. We was at his family's for some... And I had my sketchbook out for some reason. I don't even remember why. But which one he thought was, like, drawn out the best, and it was, oddly enough, Valencia. I wasn't expecting it to be that answer, but he just said all the details I did on her was different types of skills and stuff, that, like, hers was multitude of skills on the one drawing, I guess. But Pyrrah is one of the ones that I'm really proud of. Don't get me wrong, Valencia is one that I'm very proud of because of her wings. Because I have a really hard time drawing realistic-looking feather-type wings. But, so she's definitely up there, trust me, and Drax is up there, and Pyrrah is also up there. I was so excited with this drawing. I loved how she turned out so much. But she is a lovely butterfly creature. Now, obviously, her wings don't look exactly like a normal, typical butterfly, but when it comes to bug-like creatures, they don't have to look well, bug-like humanoids. Let me revise that. They don't have to look exactly like the bug, obviously. But I just wanted to do something a little bit crazy, a little bit extreme with her wings, and I had a lot of fun drawing her, and I really like how she turned out. And this is the sim version of her that I'm making. Now, her color scheme, you will be seeing it in the sims, was like blacks and different shades of blues. As far as her skin tone, when it came to each one of these, it was slightly different. Tarja was, like, for some reason, when I think of spiders, even though spiders come in a multitude of colors, but their common one is black, I for some reason thought pale and deadly looking, like death. Oriana, I was going for, I think I actually forgot to mention which praying mantis she specifically was after, and it bothers me now, but anyway, she was orchid praying mantis, which is primarily white with pinks, so that's why she was the way she was. But this one, I imagine that she was like true black, with, like, the little spots on her being, like, shades of blues and things like that, maybe a little bit of white. So, I decided, like, in Sims, you can give a Sim that's, like, a pure white color, which I haven't done but maybe once, and it doesn't look too weird, but if you go a pure black color, you lose a lot of their detail. So like any facial detail and stuff like that disappears. So I decided to go with more of a natural skin tone of black. And honestly, she is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favorite Sims from this series, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I love how she turned out, and I definitely would like to bring her into another series. Obviously, I'd probably tone down the butterfly aspect, because, you know, Not So Berry, and Female Gaming Legacy Challenge, and then the United series, most of those Sims look mostly normal. There's a few, especially in the United series, but, you know, there's vampires and stuff in those families, so that's part of the reason. As far as wings and antennas and things like that, there's not really that going on, so I would take those off, but she is a beautiful Sim. I love how she turned out so much. But before I get on ranting about how pretty this Sim turned out, let me actually talk about her D&D version of her character. So she is a very pretty, you know, she's after a pretty delicate butterfly, like, you know, butterflies that you can't really touch their wings because you get the powder off of them, and they can't fly as well, and, like, you know, they're delicate little creatures. Well, I decided to make her a barbarian, because something about that was hilarious to me. That this beautiful butterfly-looking, like, creature that when you think about butterflies, you think of more dainty and delicate, is a barbarian. So she's a barbarian. Her weapon is actually a scythe on top of that. Like a big, giant, heavy scythe. But she is Path of the Wild Magic is her subclass. And she sort of wants to prove her, like, she's wanting to prove herself to her swarm of people, and as a part of, like, their ceremonial age rites. So it's like they go out to prove themselves when it comes to that time where you're supposed to be transitioning more into, like, from teenhood to adulthood. So she is technically an adult, but she has to go out and do something special, sometimes it's totally different from individual person. It may be something you find and bring back. It may just be the journey itself. It may be something you do to help another town. Something along the... It's just that you have to prove it, and when you come back, you have to basically be like, this is what I did, this is why it proves my passage into adulthood, and stuff like that. So it's not they have to do a very specific thing, they just have to prove why what they did was a rite of passage sort of situation. So that's sort of why she left, but she's also quite excited for the journey, but she is a little bit crazy, a little bit off the rails. Part of me really, like, I can't remember if I've ever mentioned this. I feel like I did. I know that I've wanted to. I just don't know when I actually start rambling in these voiceovers if I actually mention it. But each of these characters technically on, like, my iTunes have a song that I associate with them to some degree. I have a whole entire playlist that has one song for each character, and hers is called Dig the Crazy. And every time it plays, I sort of picture in my head that when she was, like, in a larval state, for some reason she wasn't attached to the branch very well. So as she was processing from, like, a child or a baby into a child, or a child into, like, a teen phase, wherever you want to go with it. I'm thinking more child into teen, personally, but some reason, like, her parents didn't make sure she was stable on there, and one day she just fell. And, you know, conked her head, but, you know, she was fine for the most part, but I feel like for some reason that's part of the reason why she has this rage that just randomly builds up. She's beautiful, delicate, she seems so sweet and innocent, but she has the ability to just switch in an instant and be in complete rage mode. And I love it. Like, she's one of my fun characters, and I love her so much. I like her design, I ended up really loving her sim, I love the story, I like the fact that she's a butterfly that's a barbarian, so she's an overall happy character for me. And I even had loads of fun doing her screenshots, so because I actually put her up in, like, the air, and had her doing her screenshots up in the air, and trying to look like she was flying, and stuff like that. And I had a lot of fun. I actually will be having screenshots in this one that include my 3 lovely little bug creature humanoids together because they all have sort of a similarity of that their group of people is rare or not as oftenly or commonly known. So, you know, they gotta stick together. They insect people. Not many people know what they are and, you know to associate them with not being so bad. Especially when you look like a spider. But, you know, Tarja gets it. She gets it. But, so yeah, there is, like, 4 screenshots at the end of the video that shows those 3 together. Again, if you don't like seeing anything that remotely looks like spider legs, you might want to be prepared for the very end of this video. It's probably like the last minute of this video or so. Probably not even a full minute, honestly. But, that's when Tarja will reappear. But she's only got 4 legs. She doesn't have 8 of those spider legs. She doesn't have 8. She just has 4. So, to me, it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't like seeing spiders, and spiders creep me out. But when it comes to spider-looking creatures and stuff like that, they don't bother me quite as much for some reason. Like, arachne and stuff like that. It's fine. I don't mind. Now let's talk about Pyrrah's Sims version here. So I did give her the party animal aspiration, partly just because I imagine she actually would have a lot of fun at parties, just hopefully nothing makes her mad. But I think she would have loads of fun. She's a little bit crazy. Well, a little bit more than little crazy, but, you know, you get the point. But I also am going to be giving her hot-headed, erratic, loves outdoors, outgoing, and self-assured. So the main ones she'll first be getting is outgoing, erratic, and loves outdoors. So that is what she is getting until I put in the mod that gives me 5. So obviously, you know, she is erratic because she's a barbarian. She's a little bit crazy. Same thing for the hot-headed thing. She's a barbarian. She can turn in a dime. But she loves outdoors. She's a butterfly person. Obviously, she's going to like the outside. And she is outgoing, because I do imagine her to have, like, this sweet persona when she's not enraged. So, and very talkative, and I feel like she's just got this overall presence that, even though she's a bug person, people might be more intrigued or more inclined to talk to her, because the fact that, you know, most people are not too about butterflies. So, yeah. But, and then the self-assured is because she does have confidence in herself. I always imagined that she would. I think she's the type that wouldn't admit that she's got some crazy in her, but she definitely is confident in herself and her abilities. And I mean, look at her. She should be confident in herself, because she's absolutely beautiful and adorable. Just saying. Anyway, I hope you like how Pyrrah turned out. Let me know your thoughts on her backstory and how her overall look is down in the comments below. What's your favorite part about her? Who is your favorite character so far? We're on 29. She's the 29th one, so we're about to go to 30. So we went through 29 characters. Who is your favorite out of those 29 so far? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that lovely like button if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not already, so that you don't miss out on future characters, as well as the little mini-series that is going to be going after, where I put all these characters in the same household together and see what chaos ensues. And also the D&D mansion build, which is the mansion that these characters are going to be going in. That's going on right now. Should be linked down in the playlist below. And yeah, that's it. I hopefully will see you in the next one. You should be seeing the group shots by now. So, or you should have been seeing them anyway. But yeah, hopefully I will see you in the next video. But for now, bye-bye!